Hello and welcome to episode 21 of Not Without My Sister, where if our podcast was an Irish man or woman, it would currently be sitting on a chair in the middle of a GAA hall, awaiting the kiss of death from their 21st kiss. Did you do that at your 21st?
I don't think I had 21 people at my 21st.
I think I did do it at mine.
You know what? Maybe I did.
I think I did have it at mine, and I think I sat in a chair and I think Claire Flynn was my 21st kiss.
Oh, she was. I remember that.
Oh, it was very nice for saving me from
Very
the
nice of
humiliation.
you to take it from her.
Well, listen. I think I was... Were you ever anyone's 21st kiss?
Absolutely was not.
Oh,
I
sorry.
don't think I ever gave anybody a 21st kiss, ever.
Did you ever even give anyone a second kiss?
Happy with yourself by that one.
Sorry.
You are on rare form tonight.
I'm Rosemary McCabe.
I'm Beatrice McCabe.
Welcome to the podcast. Today, in honour of this, our 21st, number 21 episode of Not Without My Sister, we thought we would talk about parties.
Mm-hmm. What makes a good party?
What makes a good party? What makes a bad party? What makes a good
Party guest?
What makes a bad party guest? What makes a good party host?
What makes a good party gift?
What is a good way of getting out of a party? We're never going to get to all these things.
Oh my God.
I'm sort of like,
I have
the list is way too
never
long.
avoided going to a party. That's not true. That's not true.
I think you're very good at not even going to things. You're very good at wanting to go to things.
Oh yeah, but wanting
well, maybe you
and
were.
doing are two different things.
Maybe you were when you weren't surviving on like 3 hours sleep.
Wanting and hoping. That's a different song.
Wishing.
That's actually a different song. Okay, so what do you think makes a good party then, Rosemary? Maybe not even like your own party, but what constitutes you leaving a home and saying, that was a great party. Yeah, that was great.
Okay,
what was great?
Okay, so I've left at 10 p.m.
You're not humiliated.
I absolutely have not been humiliated.
Your clothes are still fully intact, like in
At
the
least
positive sense.
My
as in
clothes
they
are
haven't
all
just
still
ripped.
on. Nothing is ripped. My tights are intact. There is no liquid on me anywhere. No drink, no puke, no pee, like
Rosemary.
nothing. Well, I'm just saying. A friend of mine was at a party one night, fell asleep next to a man who I later went on to score and fancy an insane amount. I don't know why. And he puked in her hair. I didn't kiss him that night.
I actually am appalled. He puked in her hair.
Yeah, the two of them were lying on a mattress on the floor and he was lying behind her and he vommed and it was all in her hair, and I remember trying to rinse it out.
With shampoo and soap, I hope, or just plain water. Like that
No,
stuff
I
doesn't
think it
come
was
out.
like shampoo, but like we were trying to. I
my
think there was no hot
God.
water. This isn't
I
the
mean,
olden
literally,
days,
there's
bitches.
nothing worse than having to clean up your own kids' puke, as you know from last week when you came over and cleaned up my kids' puke.
I didn't clean up any puke.
Yes, you did. The next day when you thought they'd all had a great
the
night's sleep,
sheets.
and it
Yeah,
turned
yeah,
out they'd
yeah,
all
yeah,
puked in the night.
Yeah, but I was thinking more like nobody. We don't need to talk about this for too long, but like nobody puked on me or in front of me or anything. It was actually quite tame. I was imagining much worse,
But
basically.
ever since then, I have a very tender stomach at the moment, so that's absolutely gross. I cannot imagine being puked on by a rando. Like your own kid's puke is gross enough, but like a randomer just puking on you at a party when you're all dressed up, good to go.
Well, I think she was in her
Gross.
PJs at that point.
What? Was it her party?
No, she was sleeping over. It was like a friend's party, and we had all gone prepared to sleep over. I think we had done the lie of like.
Okay,
So sorry.
moving on.
That was a good party up to that point.
Oh,
I mean,
not for her.
up to that point was a good party. After that point was the worst party ever. What do I think makes a good party? My friend Joanne had a really good 21st because she had it in the nightclub behind the Dewdrop. Do you remember that? I think it was called Nighthawks, and it had closed down a few years beforehand, but we used to go when we were kind of 16, 17, 18. We were trying to pretend we were 18, basically. For a couple of years, we used to go all the time. And so then when she had her 21st there, it felt really nostalgic. You know what I mean? That we're like, oh my God, we're so old. Remember when we used to come here, we were 17 and now we are mature 21-year-olds. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so that was really good fun because it just felt like a throwback.
Well, what do you think makes a good party? So what was it about that? So there was nostalgia. What else makes it?
There
Is
was
it the location
nostalgia.
then? Does the location actually matter? I don't think location really matters.
Location matters insofar as I've never enjoyed myself at a party with a portaloo. Do you know what I mean?
But you could have a great party in somebody's house, right?
Oh,
like
yeah.
any house.
Yeah, for sure.
And so do you prefer being at a party with people you know or people you don't know, or
people
a
I know.
mix? Only people you know.
When I was much younger, I probably would have liked people I didn't know because I always imagined I was going to meet the man of my dreams, and like I wasn't going to meet him in my friends group.
How is everything about
Everything
men?
is about me. Everything has been about men. It's not anymore because I'm mature. I've grown now.
You
Nothing
have
is
a
about men.
boyfriend. You've snared a man.
Oh my God, Nash told Jennifer that I moved here for a man.
Oh, did you not?
Apparently Nash was complaining to Jennifer about how much he hates his brothers, basically. And she was like, oh, you know, like you'll love them when you're older. Look at your mom and her sister moved halfway across the world. And he was like, that was for a boyfriend. From the mouths of babes.
No comment. So, well, I mean, you didn't move here for me. You moved here for you, Rosemary.
I moved here for me.
So I think it's nice when there's a good mix of people, like people you know and people you don't. I think it's really bad, right? If there's you and everybody else who knows each other and you don't know them.
Oh,
okay, that's a
worst party
disaster.
ever, yeah.
Right. Or I think it's really bad if there are two distinct groups of people who don't mix. But I think it's really good if there's like a good mix of people who are happy to chat with each other. Like that's really interesting. I prefer that than just loads of people who know each other because like that's grand, but it's a bit like we don't really need to have a party to all get together. Like I love a mix of people who are like, oh, I didn't know so-and-so was this and I just chatted to that person and they're cool.
Yeah.
I love that kind of party.
I know what you mean. And I suppose I do like that, but I always like to know everyone. Like I like to be the common bond because I think I hate in a party environment or in any kind of drunk environment, I hate talking to new people. Like I hate making small talk, especially when I'm drinking or when they're drinking. I don't know, it just makes me feel really uncomfortable. So like I'm happy if it's like my friends from work and my friends from school and they're all mingling and I'm like, oh, look at all these people coming together, you know, that I'm the kind of the puppet master. But I don't like, you know what I mean? But like, I don't like being the one who's like, oh, I don't know half these people. Then I just feel weird.
Well, I think that's weird. That's not weird. I think that's funny what you just said there, like in a drunk situation, because only in Ireland, like apart from Ireland, I don't think parties are necessarily drunk situations. Like, or maybe not in Ireland, like maybe it's an age thing as well, because definitely in my 20s in America, well, I mean, all my friends were Irish in New York. So we definitely had drunken parties. But like when I lived in Milan and when you were there as well, definitely the parties tended to be more afternoon parties. Like it was more civilized, like in mom's, you know, use of the word. And people would come over from 12 to 4, for example. And
12 to 4, it's too
but like it was, you know, these were more like after, like you'd have a Christmas party, right? You'd be like, let's have a like Christmas get together, let's have Christmas drinks. Whereas at home I would have said, let's have Christmas drinks and meet from 6 to 10, right? Yeah. And then everybody'd stay till midnight and you'd all be delighted with yourselves.
I don't think in Ireland, I don't think I've ever got an invitation to go anywhere with an ending time. Like, I don't think anybody in Ireland has ever invited me to a party and said it's from 6 to 10. They've gone, come from 8 or come from whatever.
Well, maybe it was more specific because it was like Christmas drinks.
During the day as well,
you know?
yeah.
And it was like, come from... But anyway, it ended up being come from 12 to 4. And the thing was then all the Italians left at like 3:45.
Very polite.
4:10. And all the Irish people, and I remember this Swedish guy, was he Swedish? I think he was German. And this German guy stayed until like 2 a.m. And the German guy was determined he was snogging somebody. Like, and he was a good 20 years older than all of us. We met him at a wine tasting.
Would you not just have taken one for the team?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. But I think, honestly, do you know what? Before he had acted so desperate, I totally would have. I thought he was handsome. And then he like was so determined to kiss a stick in the road that I was like, absolutely not. Teach this, mensch, a lesson.
That's actually like when I was really flattered by that guy who used to come into Cape Town, the bar in Milan, and flirt with me all the time until I found out that he'd like asked Julie out about 10 times. like not, you know what I mean?
Is
But I
this
was
the
just
same
like,
guy whose house you went to when we went on vacation?
No, he came to your house.
Oh, to my house.
Yeah,
oh,
and then
he
I
came
had to try and boot him out.
He came to my house, she said,
Yeah.
Freudian
Yeah.
slip.
Well, it was our house at the time.
It was our house. I
House,
can't even remember where
in
we all
which were
slept. Did
living.
you sleep in my room with me?
I slept in your room with you. I got destroyed by mosquitoes. And then one night I woke up to hear the soft sound of mosquito spray. And you were in the hallway spraying yourself with mosquito repellent. I was like, you're just leaving me there to fend for myself.
Well, in fairness, you had very suckable blood, like you did. Even when I sprayed you with mosquito
Oh my
spray,
God. I had 12 mosquito bites on my left bum cheek at one point. I remember it so distinct. I could practically map them out for you.
I thought that was,
I won't.
what's that disease called? I thought that was ringworm. Are you sure it was mosquito bites?
For fuck's sake. But sorry, let's get back to timing for a second.
Oh my God! We had that brilliant party in Milan. I've just remembered. Do you remember the one where you demonstrated? Again, we mentioned this again. I think I mentioned this before. Where you demonstrated.
I do not remember the hip hop.
dancing.
I do not remember the hip
remember
hop.
this?
I have.
I
don't.
I had to usher people in off the balcony. So many people had gathered to watch you. I had to usher people in case it like was a weight limit on the balcony.
I was doing hip hop dancing on the balcony.
Well, remember our bedroom was
Facing
was
onto the
like
balcony.
leading
I
onto the
know, I
balcony, and
know.
you were in the double doors of the bedroom were open, and you were there doing your like cool hip hop. It was cool.
Cool.
You were cool. You were a good hip hop dancer. You were there showing them like what it looked like. Hit me, baby, one more time, or maybe it was Justin
Oh my God,
Timberlake.
you're actually ancient.
I think it
Hip-hop,
was-
you were doing Britney Spears. What?
I can't help what you were dancing.
Although actually, to
you
be
were
fair,
doing your hip hop moves to pop music. I can't help
the
that.
hip hop lessons I used to go to, we used to do like routines to S Club 7.
Well, then,
It was great.
excuse me.
It was great.
Rosemary, I didn't pick the music that you danced to. You picked it. So anyway, because you were there with the tiny ghetto blaster.
Shut up! There was no
There
ghetto
was a
blaster. You're
tiny
annoying
ghetto
me now.
blaster.
There was
Do
not
you remember
a ghetto blaster.
I went out and I spent €300 or whatever. Do you remember on the speakers for that? Do you remember I went out and I
No,
spent
the
those
only
speakers
thing-
that were
the
no longer
only thing-
compatible to anything?
The only thing I remember about that party was the €100 we spent on focaccia and the approximately €25 of it that I ate before anybody arrived. That's all I remember.
that actually sounds very in character.
It was delicious.
It was delicious.
What? For me to eat it or for you to buy it?
For you to eat it
Both.
and for me to buy it. Actually, I was just only waiting when I went off today to buy some Christmas decorations. I was waiting for the text from Mom afterwards. You spent what on Christmas decorations? I know you betrayed me today. I know you did. I
didn't
know
tell
you
her.
wrote to her.
I didn't.
I know you did. It's
I
very in your
I
character.
actually told Jennifer later.
You're such a brat.
I was like, oh my God, they went to Menards and bought all this stuff. Ridiculous. The two of us laughed about you.
such a brat. Okay, so you're obviously a bad guest because not only do you come over, you dance in my window, you threaten the structure of my house, and then you bitch about me.
I would argue that I'm a good guest because I'm always late, which I personally like in a party guest. I rarely drink too much anymore.
I don't know. Weren't we at a nightclub one time when you had to be like when we had to drive? We went to a party.
That wasn't a party. That wasn't.
We went to an after party in this guy's house.
It was not an after party. It was 4 of us and him.
Yeah, it was a mini after
It was literally
party.
just he wanted to snog you. It was not an after
I know.
party.
I was driving. I was actually way
You were
too
so sober,
I mean, I
yeah.
was the designated driver. Like, actually embarrassing that I drove myself to this drunk guy's house to be snogged. And then halfway through decided I didn't even fancy him. Had to drive home with you. You were so drunk. This is the same person you just said doesn't drink too much. We had to actually put a plastic
I don't
bag
drink too much at the house
around your
party.
ears. We looped the plastic bag around your ears.
Maybe that's why I find face masks so easy to
I
wear
was
now.
just actually about to say, maybe that's why, maybe we damaged your ears because like your ears are totally flexible and soft now. Maybe we broke them that night.
I prefer the term floppy.
Very floppy. And you hung your head out the window. And actually, aren't we lucky that unlike Dad's cousin,
Sorry, unlike the
Remember
girl
that?
in Hereditary, that I didn't get my head bopped off by a lamppost.
Hereditary.
That movie by Ari Aster with Toni Collette. You love her.
Oh, I didn't watch that movie, but that's what
good.
happened to Dad's cousin.
I know, yeah.
Do you remember? He was out with his friends, joyriding or whatever, probably like joyriding according to Dad, probably just driving 25 miles an hour down dual carriageway. Stuck his head out the window and bop, there it was, gone, as they say.
I mean, the word bop wasn't the most sensitive.
No, I mean, absolutely hideous.
horrific. Oh my God, sorry. This isn't about parties at all, but I'm now flashing back to the day that you told Bo that.
Oh, yeah.
When Bo had his window open, was like, basically had his pinky finger out the window, and you were like, Bo, get your pinky finger in. Let me tell you about Dad's cousin.
It's a true story.
And Bo was he crying? He was
He's actually still
horrified.
traumatized. Yeah. Maybe he was a little bit young, maybe, to tell that story.
It was
too.
a bit much.
Yeah.
And you were really like dead serious. Like,
It
Dad's
is a
cousin.
serious story. Am I supposed to
I
laugh?
know, but Bo literally was strapped into his baby seat with the hand out the
Okay,
window, and
now
you're like,
you don't
Bo.
even remember what he was sitting in. You're absolutely milking
Well,
this now.
seeing as by law in Indiana, he's meant to be strapped into his baby seat until he's 9. I presume
No,
he was
into
strapped
his
into his baby
booster.
seat.
He might have been in his
strapped into
booster, Rosemary.
You know what I mean? The baby seat, the booster seat, same
You're
thing.
making it sound worse. Anyway, you were out there with your head hanging out the window and the bin
Oh my God,
bag
I was
off
hoping
your
we could
ears.
just move on from it. It wasn't a bin bag. It was a plastic shopping bag. Bin bags do not have handles. It was a plastic shopping bag. I had the handles around my ears. I didn't even puke in the car. It wasn't until we got home. You
God.
handed me a glass
Oh
and 2
my God, I forgot about
Alka-Seltzer.
this. I thought I was being a good sister.
And you went, here, drink this. Just drink this really quick. It'll make you feel better. And my poor friend Anita was sitting across the table from me. And I picked up this glass with the 2 Alka-Seltzer in it, gobbled them back, and immediately projectile vomited across the kitchen table, spraying poor Anita.
Well, I'm happy to say you apologised to Anita in the last episode, so Anita, we're sorry. But she's very sorry still. She looks really, really, really ashamed of herself.
I have had some very bad behaviour, though, at parties, actually.
Like
but
what?
But that wasn't a party.
Like what? Oh, like your own 21st.
Like my own, oh God, my own 21st when, oh my God, I got absolutely hammered. I mean, I think you're supposed to get hammered here. Anyway, I got absolutely hammered after my 21st kiss with Claire. Very meaningful. Got even drunker. Oh,
Well,
then,
hold on. Let's rewind.
Oh,
Let's
no.
rewind
Oh,
to the
no.
scene of the crime, okay? So unlike any other, normal, like low, what would you call it? Low maintenance, low IQ. Is that where you thought I was going? Low
No.
maintenance.
Can I just clarify? I just want to give a bit of context
Go
and
ahead,
background,
Rosemary.
right?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Just to say,
Yeah, do it.
we've had loads of amazing parties in our house.
Mm-hmm.
And like our house is a really good house, like our parents' house for parties. It's really open plan.
Yeah.
Like you can kind of get away into a corner to chat to someone if you want, but you can also, like, it's a really good house for
Yeah,
parties.
but not good enough for
But it
you.
wasn't good enough for me.
Oh.
That's exactly what I was going to say. You're such a bitch.
Oh, go on.
Well, no, I was just trying to give the background to go that, like, even though we had this brilliant house for parties in which many a great party had been had, I still decided.
But you obviously had it in your mind that great parties were had in venues, right?
No, I think I just had it in my mind that 21sts were had in venues.
Okay, and this particular venue that you chose was above a pub, lacquered red and green wooden seating booths, perfect for fighting with your dad in my case.
That actually makes it sound better than it was. I don't think it had booths. I think it just had like a banquette. Is that what it's called? Just like one row of seating. And like, oh my God, it was terrible. We even hired a DJ with finger food, chicken goujons, and
I actually love chicken goujons.
oh, so do I. Love chicken goujon. Chicken goujons, potato wedges, etc.
Did you have one round of food or two? Because I always think it's very fancy when you have two personally.
No, I'm pretty sure we only had one.
Oh, I'd love two. Mom would probably think that was ridiculous because she likes to have dessert straight after dinner.
Oh yeah, and then
I like...
but like, Mom couldn't have a second dinner then at midnight.
She probably could have a piece of toast.
Oh, she could have a piece of toast, but that's not the same. She could always have a piece. Mom could come home from like 7-course dinner in the Shelburne and have a slice of toast.
I always thought that, yeah, you're right. It's like when she comes home from the hairdresser, she has to cut her own hair. She has to wash her own hair, right? She has to wash her own hair. It's like after she comes home from a different delicious dinner, like she needs a piece of toast, go to bed.
I'm actually with her on the hairdresser front.
Oh, I agree.
But like, I don't think I was with her when I had a pixie cut, which is what she has. Oh. So that's what I find confusing. That I'm like, I have long curly hair. When I come home from the hairdresser and I've got like a bouncy blow dry, I immediately want to wash it and just do it myself.
Yeah.
She comes home with her 1 inch of hair and is like, I have to wash it myself.
I'd like to share with everybody that picture of me where I got my hair diffused. Did you remember?
No.
Do you remember I left and I took the picture I sent you and I was like, this is allegedly a hairdresser.
Yes.
A diffusal.
We'll put it on the Instagram.
Oh, it might
amazing.
be gone. It might be gone actually since my phone went
I think
kaput.
I have it somewhere. It was amazing.
Good. Okay.
You look desperate.
Oh, anyway, so you're 21st. I also proceeded to get pie-eyed and
had a big fight with
Dad. Yeah, poor Dad. Sorry, Dad.
I got pie-eyed and almost
Dad,
had
I think
a fight.
you were pretty unreasonable yourself, just saying.
He was actually.
But sorry, Dad, though.
I got pie-eyed and almost had a fight with the DJ.
What?
Because
Who was this DJ?
I've no idea. How do you find a DJ? A recommendation from a friend of a friend. Oh, like he was some owl lad as well. Like, I don't know. It wasn't even like a young, cool, hip DJ, right? This DJ.
That is ageist.
Oh, anyway. And I had said to him at the very beginning of the night, like, I got him and gone, thanks so much for going to do this. Like, he was getting paid. Thanks so much. Listen, just one thing, just make sure you don't play the national anthem. I really hate that. I was like too chic for the national anthem, right?
Definitely.
Because like, Arona Naveen was always being played in like country pubs and
you're like,
nightclubs
if
at
I
the
wanted
end.
the national anthem, I'd have picked a pub with green and orange paint.
Exactly. This
painted
is green
walls.
and red.
Yeah, green and red.
And I was like, listen, it's fine if you want to play 500 miles at the very end, but there'll be no national anthem. And what did he play at the end, Beatrice?
Let me guess.
The national fucking anthem.
Oh my God.
And let me tell you, everybody in that pub stood up and put their hands on their heart,
including
Philip
Dad.
McCabe. I was shocked.
That's a shock to me.
I was shocked. And I was like tottering around, probably on my wedges. Tottering around.
With, I'd say sky high blisters. So it probably in a rage just through the sheer pain in your feet.
I was in agony. And I was tottering around on my wedges looking for my drink. And I remember looking over at Dad and him giving me filthy, really like, have some respect. And I was like, I'm looking for my drink. Is that my drink? Excuse me. Is that vodka?
I do remember, weren't you supping up the end of everybody's drinks?
Oh my God, I was. I was a big fan of that for a while in my youth, to be fair. But
gross.
I would never do that at a house party. Sorry, to get back to the point.
Oh.
I would never do that at a house party because that's uncouth. But in the pub, I'd do it. Not now, when I was younger.
Not now because it's COVID. but we can all socialise again, maybe.
Not now that I know about germs. But like back then.
My God. Okay. So basically you're saying you're a good guest, you're a good host when you're actually hosting the party. When the party has been paid for by somebody else and is in honour of you, you're a spoiled brat. But this also goes back to your own birthday, right? Like for years and years and years.
Oh my God, for years and years. So I had asthma. I don't know if you knew this, but I had asthma as a child.
I do know that, Rosemary.
I was asthmatic. I seem to have grown out of it now, although I occasionally roll it out when I want people to feel sorry for me.
My sympathy went a little bit by the wayside when you started smoking like a maniac.
Oh,
but
stop.
yeah, I know.
At least I don't smoke anymore. Anyway,
good.
I used to get so excited coming up to my birthday and coming up to like the possibility of having a party that I would just basically, I'd say every second year I had an asthma attack the day before my birthday and then couldn't have a party.
Poor you.
I would just get myself like up to 90. And I remember one year I did succeed in having a party. And it was also always really dodgy because where we lived, if there was snow, people wouldn't be able to get up. And my birthday is at the very start of February. So sometimes my party would have to be cancelled because I had an asthma attack, and then other times it would have to be cancelled because it was snowing. Anyway, one year I did have a successful party, and I just remember, the only thing I remember about this party is Roisin Finnegan was sitting on a table, or I don't know where.
Probably
she was
being
up,
charming.
She was being very cute. She was very charming and commanding all the attention in the room. And I just thought to myself, what could I like?
How could I punish her?
How could I halt this? How can I halt it? And I picked up. This is all Mum and Dad's fault. I picked up the contraband pufferfish that Mum and Dad had brought back from a trip to Africa. They had this like pufferfish exoskeleton full of spikes, basically. And I picked it up and rammed it into poor Roisin's leg.
Like by accident?
No. I was literally like, she is really annoying me. This will show her. Like, and I rammed it into her leg.
Like, were you having an argument with her, or you just like saw her?
I don't think I was.
Took the opportunity and like.
I think I was just looking. I was really jealous of her, and I was really like, this is my birthday. But listen, I think I was definitely only about. I was 5.
No, you were not. What age were you for real? You were probably about 14.
No, I definitely was not 14. Okay, hang on. I'm going to text her. I'm going to text her right now. Let's just carry on. I'm going to text her, and we'll see what she says.
I can't even.
And hopefully she'll say, "You were 5. You've apologized to me many times, and I forgive you." Do you remember?
I'm actually such a brat.
When
I can't imagine. Okay, I can't
bashed you in the leg with the pufferfish.
I cannot imagine ever doing anything like that because I'm just a very nice person. I'm trying to think. So I had lots of parties. I think every year we had birthday parties.
There was a famous party where you slid down a wall.
What?
I don't know. Dad used to talk about that sometimes.
Oh,
you got so drunk that you slid down the wall.
That's only because Dad's like, I mean, I did not. That was a Christmas party with all of our cousins. I slid down a wall, like probably leaned against the wall and then looked drunk.
Do you remember?
He's very judgmental about any kind of drinking.
Such a lightweight.
Dad's pretty judgmental about drinking, but that's neither here nor there. He's entitled to his opinion. So you're saying that
since when is he entitled to his opinion?
He's entitled to it. We don't have to care what it is, but he's entitled to it. Now,
so hang on. Roisin wrote back. She said yes. Laughing emoji. I said, do you remember when I rammed that pufferfish into your leg? She said, yes, and my arm too.
Okay, actually horrified.
Okay. I'm asking her, what age were we?
So okay, I think basically what we were supposed to be saying, what makes a good and a bad guest, but I think we've pretty much figured out what makes a bad host. Getting drunk and belligerent, whacking someone with a pufferfish. Oh, wait, what happened at the end of your 21st, though? So you had a row with the DJ. Okay, so having a row with the DJ, not a good look.
No. I didn't have a row with the DJ. I just, was annoyed with him then.
Okay.
So I stormed around drinking other people's drinks. So there was this guy that I was obsessed with who had dumped me, 5 months before my 21st. And I was actually obsessed with him at another friend's 21st.
Had you gone out for a long time,
No, we were dating for about 6 months, and 3 months of that I was in Milan. So no, not a lot of time.
Oh, I thought you actually went out for ages, that guy.
We did not. I just made it sound
You definitely
like we did.
had a healthy obsession with him, I can remember.
Oh my God, I really hope he's not listening to this. Anyway, at the end of my 21st, I remember I bumped into him on the stairs. And in my recollection, what he said to me was, I'm really sorry about what happened between us. And if I could go back in time, and I went, well, you can't, and stormed off past him. Now, I'm convinced this is what was said, but also if he then wrote me a text and said, what I actually said was, do you know where the bathroom is? I'd be like, oh yeah, I probably did make that up in my head. I would not be surprised. Do you know what I mean? If I entirely made that up. But anyway, then word trickled down through the group that we were all being invited back to his house. He had just moved into a new house. We're all being invited back to his house for drinks. I was like, great, we're going to get back together now. I played hard to get there for 10 whole seconds. That's enough. That's enough now.
You're he's obviously having this party because I shunned him on the stairs.
Yeah. I was like, now he can show me how he really feels.
Yeah.
So we all got a taxi back to his, 8 of us got a taxi back to his house, and he never showed up.
What do you mean? Where was he? Did he not live there?
He just bought this new house, and he'd moved in about 2 weeks before, but he claimed that he got so drunk that he ended up back in his dad's house. That he got in a taxi and gave them the wrong address, basically.
And I mean, was at home having a fight with mom and dad in a real mature 26-year-old fashion?
No, I'd say at that stage you were already home in bed crying.
Oh, definitely. I don't think I was crying. I was really asleep, unconscious, right? Grant. So, okay, well.
So, reader, we did not get back together.
Oh.
Reader, I married him.
Did you ever get back together again?
No.
But I mean, don't sound so sad. It's grand.
Well, I was really sad at the time.
Yeah, but you're not really sad now.
I would have liked, I mean, even now, if I could turn back time, I would get back with him for a week so I could dump him. That's what I regret.
God, maturity is a fantastic thing.
I really have really much. Oh, Saved by the Bell. Roshan's written back to say, not sure. Oh, I think we were 6 or 7.
Okay, but not 5.
Well, she does also say, I don't think we were younger.
I'd like to say that I
6 or
don't think we
7's
were
fine.
younger, so you could even be 8. I'd like to say that you are very demanding of my 6-year-old son, your 6-year-old nephew. You have great expectations of him, and you say things like, he knows right from wrong, and he knows what he's doing. And yet, if he walloped somebody with a puffer fish, would you be like, that's fine?
Depends on the person.
Oh my God.
If he did it to you, I'd be like,
His
I get
extremely sweet friend, his extremely sweet, charming and popular friend, his friend, the angel. Would you think that was fine?
Oh my God, I would if he had a friend who you described as like sweet, charming angel, I'd be like, no wonder. Sabo hates him.
Okay, so basically you've learned nothing from this. Well, that's fine. Okay, so
Hang on. I just would like to say, Roisin, I'm very sorry about that. I have also said that to her, but just to be public, I do
Which
regret.
one are you sorry about? The leg or the arm?
I regret being caught more than anything else.
Oh,
I think I did it in front of people. Like I wasn't subtle.
God. Roisin, I'm sorry
You weren't even there.
that she did that to you.
You're probably in the other room with your mates, like
Okay,
trying to keep me out.
So, obviously, let's talk about gifts. So when you go to a party, should you bring something? Not a puffer fish. Should you bring a gift?
I think when you go to a party, yes. I think you should bring a bottle of wine that isn't for you to drink.
As in not your favorite wine, that the only wine you can drink.
Yeah,
Right?
because I have definitely fallen afoul of hosting parties where somebody goes, oh, hi, how are you? And I greet them at the door and they hand me a bottle of wine and then 10 minutes later they go, oh, where's my wine? And I'm like, I thought that was a gift. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like also, I don't really care. Like you can have the wine. But I think, I think it is nice to bring something, whether it's wine or a bunch of flowers or something. A gold nugget.
Have you ever gotten any weird gifts?
I think for housewarmings, I've probably got the odd like live, laugh, love thing. You know, like I've definitely got a few things where I'm like, oh, I'm going to put that in the kitchen for a week.
Well,
on
that's
the wall
fine. I
and
mean,
then get
that's
rid of
nice.
it.
Every house I move into, Mom gives me something with a handbag on it. So, like,
She loves giving you tiny handbag things.
she gave me handbag. I've gotten handbag earrings. I've had a handbag necklace. I mean, and I'm talking like, Mom, I really love them. I still have them upstairs. I'm talking like gold or silver handbag earrings.
She's a dote.
She is a dote.
She knows that you love you
and
design
high heel
handbags.
stuff. Yeah, she's a dote. What have I got? I think probably more the alcohol one is right. Like I think bringing a gift of something is in good form, or even bring 2 bottles if you want to drink one of them yourself. Bring 2, right? Because I think
True.
I've had people who have brought a bottle and then spent the whole night going, have you tasted that? Are we going to open that? Is it? Are you ready to drink that? It's like really cringe when you're like, I don't even know where that bottle of wine is gone.
Oh
You know?
yeah, because you just put it in the wine
Yeah.
rotation. Yeah, I get you.
It's like, I'm really sorry. Like that may have been an expensive bottle of wine, but I'm not an enophile, so I just drink wine. I don't know what it is. Okay.
I also like when people bring cheese. I think that's good. I mean, if you're having a drinks party, you know what I mean, and people bring cheese and crackers, I'm like, great.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't really think, in America, there's like the hostess gift where it's actually a gift for you. Like it's not something for the party. It's more like
Like an
something
actual
for your
gift that you'd
home.
give for a birthday
Yes,
kind of thing.
It's more small, like, something for your kitchen, like a dish or, some glasses or whatever.
Every single American tradition is just another way of getting you to spend money.
That's actually
Isn't
true,
it?
the world of consumerism. So what about icebreakers? What's a good icebreaker? So, I read this great book called The Art of Gathering. Is that what it's called? I actually think I'm shocked I'm remembering this now. I think it's called The Art of Gathering, right? And it's by this woman. She talks about how she is the daughter of an American and an American guy and an Indian woman. And so all her life, and the mom apparently is very free-spirited and Hindu, I think, and the dad was extremely fervent, like Catholic or religious individual. And the parents broke up when she was young. And so all her life she was kind of navigating these 2 families and sort of trying to figure out what brings people together. And then she studied diplomacy or something else, like negotiation, I think. Anyway, I can't remember. Like, what's it called? What's it called if you're a diplomat? Diplomacy. And she talks a lot about how to bring people together and how you can be better communicators and how you can be better at introducing people and just like, you know, making small talk and all those things that you're talking about and bridging cultural divides. I mean, I'm oversimplifying. It's more profound than that, but it's an interesting book. But she talks anyway, absolutely my idea of a nightmare, a dinner party, right? And at the dinner party, you have topics, specific topics, like you've 6 or 8 people, and you say things like, let's talk about, you know, the current situation in
Chechnya.
Yeah, or whatever.
Bridget Jones.
Or let's discuss, you know, X political topic that's currently, or what does anybody think of Amal Clooney's latest brief? You know, whatever.
Can I just point out, this is the major difference between you and me. The only book I have ever read about entertaining or holding parties is Amy Sedaris' book, the name of which I cannot remember, but I'll put in the show notes. And the only tip from that book that I can remember is to fill your bathroom cabinet with marbles, so that if anybody goes into your bathroom and opens the cabinet, the marbles will spill all over the floor and you will know that they're snooping in your bathroom cabinet.
Well, I have to say, I think I should read that book. It sounds better than this, because even though
It's
I
very
recommended
funny.
it to everybody as like a work, you know, as a work thing about, I thought it was good from the perspective of everybody's different and there are, you know, people can find common ground, but the dinner party. Oh, and it also talked about how do you say no to people if they say, "Oh, can I just bring Susan?" or "Can I just bring my boyfriend Tom?" And it was like, there is a covenant. There is basically a pact between. She talked about how people went on a vacation together. There were 4 or 5 people going on a vacation, and one of them was like, "Can I bring my fiance?" And they were like, and they said no. We were like, no, because he's not part of the group and it's not part of our covenant. And so they just said no. And I was like, God, I would feel way too rude to say no to that.
But you know what? I feel like it's also very Irish to be like, "Can I bring Tom?" Or yeah. You know what I mean? As in, like, I can't think of a party that I would hold where I would say no to bringing one other person, unless it was like a dinner party for 4 people. You know what I mean?
Well, that's a good one, actually. How many people
Oh, it's for a good party.
is okay? No, is okay for you to bring to a party that is not yours. If you're invited, how many people can you bring?
Okay, what kind of party is it?
It's just a casual, like,
Okay, but
regular
like,
party.
Okay, but like, give me a scenario. Whose party
Okay.
is it?
It's my friend's party that I work with, somebody that I work with that, you know, you've met them a couple of
Okay.
times and you're invited.
Okay, and what do I know about this party?
You know that it's happening at 10 p.m. There will be
10
wine.
p.m. is very late.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a
European.
drinks party, so I can bring 3 people. I think.
3 people?
10 p.m. That's like a late night.
You can bring 3 people. Who do you think you are? You can bring
I don't
one
know
person.
3 people here, Beatrice. So I wouldn't
No,
be bringing
you
3
can
people.
bring one person. Why do you think you can bring 3 people to somebody? Have your own party.
Because I feel like a 10 p.m. party is like a late, raucous, drunk party, in which case nobody cares how many people you bring.
Yeah, they absolutely care. It's in their house.
Listen, I mean, like, this is a moot point. I'm the least
asking
sociable
you,
person in the world.
That's not the point you're supposed to be imagining. I'm saying how many are
And I'm saying
acceptable.
3, and you're now shooting down my response.
I was just about to tell you about the party that I had with Julie, and like 2 people brought 3 people, and we were horrified by them.
normal.
It wasn't normal at all. We were like, who are these people? Who do they think they are? Bringing 3 people.
now,
And
was
they
this a
brought one
party-
bottle of wine between the 3 of them.
Okay, that's outrageous.
It was
But
outrageous.
Was this a party in your small apartment in Milan or Paris?
Yeah.
Yeah, in which case, no. As in, if I know it's somebody's small apartment, I'm like, I'm not bringing anybody.
That's not the point. Like, the point is you're going to this person's house. They're not your bestie. You're already invited and it's nice. You get to bring one person max. Bringing 3 people is obnoxious. Like, basically, you obviously want to have your own party. You just don't want to go to the trouble of having it.
Who were these 3 people? Were they like 3 friends who were visiting from overseas?
No, they were just 2 randomers who lived in Paris that he wanted to bring with them. And it's like, absolutely not. And they all just like sat in the corner drinking all our wine and then left. Absolutely not. We had no
That
money.
is rude.
Anyway, obviously we shall agree to disagree on that one. Okay, here's one that I think is...
No.
Okay,
I want to ask you a question now.
go ahead.
What do you think makes a good party? What are the essential ingredients for you, Beatrice McCabe, to go, that was a great party?
That
Other than
amazing
wine.
song from, I think it's from Charlie's Angels. It's the one that goes, hold on, let me think
I
about it
want
now.
to go back and da da
Go on.
da 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 in my body.
Yes,
Turn
yes.
you on. How did I know that?
Oh, yes, that's it. Sing it again. Go on.
I don't know the rest of it.
Turn me around.
Yeah.
I got up on the floor, babe.
We will put the
I got to
actual song in the show
move me,
notes.
Do
Yes.
something. Yes. But
But it also starts with a man doing falsetto, doesn't it?
Yes.
I used to go back.
Yes.
and da-
Yes.
Yeah.
That's it.
How
That's
did
it.
I know that?
I
Your
don't know.
bird brain, my
That
bird
song,
brain.
because you've heard it on repeat
Okay,
at multiple
that song.
parties. That song on repeat, on repeat, being danced to. That's a great party.
That is.
That's about it. Literally, that's it. Some cute people in the corner to look at, whether they're single or not, who are friendly. Good, good, fun chats. People who will chat.
Nobody asking you about the political situation in Chechnya.
Nobody asking about that. And like, no. Lighting. Good lighting. Like good, dark lighting.
That's why I can never have a party in my house now. All we have is fluorescence everywhere.
Oh, yeah, no.
We only
that's
have
not
one
good.
lamp.
That's
in the living room.
Like, you just need Dawn to
I
go
know,
over
we just
for
need
the
more
afternoon
lamps.
and light it
Oh,
with some
yeah.
fairy lights.
No, I actually need Dawn to come over to my house and like help me do the lighting when
Oh,
COVID
yeah, you
is
should
all
do
over.
that. A couple of fairy lights. I always like fairy lights for a party.
Oh, yeah. I do
Oh,
like
I'll tell you
fairy
about
lights as
some good food, right? Like, a couple of cakes. I always thought it was hilarious. So when we lived in Paris, Julie and I had a party and we went to the local supermarket and we were like, oh, we've no time. We were totally unprepared. So we bought loads of, to your point, like cheese and crackers. And then we were like, oh, we were planning on making all these cakes, right? So we were like, well, we've no time. What we'll do is we'll just buy this sheet sponge and we'll ice it, right? Because we were having a St. Patrick's Day party. So we got some green coloured food colouring and green icing and we just put loads of green icing over these buns. And then we put them all out. And Macdara, my cousin, who's also Irish and should know better, came, ate half the cakes. And he was like, where'd you get these delicious cakes? We were like, we made them. He's like, and he still talks about them. Those delicious green cakes.
Oh my God.
God bless him. I know, yeah. It's a winner. So yeah, it's not so much about the food is what I'm saying. It's just about those
like
Rice
bun at a
Krispie,
party,
those Rice
yeah.
Krispie cakes.
Yeah.
They're always a winner. They're always a winner.
So you're talking about Mom's, the like toffee marshmallow ones?
Correct.
Yes. Yorkshire
Except-
toffees.
Okay. You melt 8 ounces of butter, then you throw in 2 or 3 bags of
Yorkshire toffees or
Yorkshire
soft
toffees.
Werther's Originals, not the hard ones.
The chewy caramel Werther's Originals. And then you throw in a full bag of marshmallows and you melt the whole thing. You whisk it all and you melt it slowly, right? Because otherwise the butter will
Caramelized or
burn.
something, yeah.
And then into that you pour one of those family-sized things.
For the 8 ounces of butter.
Yeah. Into them then you pour one of those family-sized things of Rice Krispies and then you put it into a sheet pan and you let it harden overnight.
In the fridge.
Well, it doesn't really actually have to go in the fridge. It's fine. It's actually better maybe sometimes not because it's easier to cut.
Oh, yeah.
Or if you're going to cut it, you take it out an hour or two beforehand, then you cut it into squares. It is
It
delicious.
always goes down a bomb.
It's much better than those gross Rice Krispie squares that you purchase that are absolutely revolting and only are made with their only marshmallow. There's
Yes,
no
but
butter
I'm
and
also still
caramel.
partial to a traditional Rice Krispie and cooking chocolate bun.
Oh, I hate them. I've always hated them.
Oh, you hate cooking chocolate though? I'd happily
I
eat
just
cooking
don't love
chocolate like
chocolate all that much. I hate chocolate with fruit. Like, absolutely revolting.
Who's putting fruit in their Rice Krispie buns?
Like, strawberry dip chocolate, like my absolute nightmare. Raspberries in chocolate, nightmare. Disgusting. The least romantic
I was
thing
actually thinking about you
ever.
the other day when I was watching the Bake Off and they were doing this like raspberry mousse layered with chocolate and like a white chocolate ganache. And I was like,
People
you
just
should
shouldn't
never
put
watch
fruit
this.
with chocolate. That's the problem. Fruit and chocolate, it's like nature's sweets and then fake sweets. Cuckoo's natural. It's not by the time it's made into chocolate. Gross.
So weird.
Gross. Okay, so what time, Rosemary, is home time at a party? When should you leave? When should you make your... When is it okay to stay till the end?
When it's your best friend or your sister. Or your brother,
Or you're
obviously.
passed out on the couch?
Or you're passed out on the couch, yeah. Or you're like snogging the person whose party it is.
Oh.
Then it's fine.
God, those days are behind me, but that sounds exciting. Well, I mean, if Don has a party, I could snog him, I suppose.
Yeah, and you could totally stay till the end.
I'd probably be like, can I please go to bed? Will you tidy up?
I'm so tired.
I'd be like, will you tidy up and let me have a lie-in?
Yeah, like, oh, but you know what? Even some of my very best friends, it kind of depends on what mood you're in. If you're my very, very best friend and you're like on basically the exact same buzz as me, you can stay till the end. But if you're my very, very best friend and you're like really drunk and want to go out when everybody leaves at 1 a.m. and I'm like ready to go to bed, go home. Do not stay.
Want to go out? Well, you want to stay and tidy up. They can't go out because you're going to be tidying up.
No. But like, I'm just saying, I always have I have friends who basically get really drunk and when not get really drunk, but once they get drunk and it gets to a certain point of the night, they're like, let's go out. Let's like find a late bar. Whereas I'm like, no, I've got drunk.
Forbid, yes.
Then I've drunk a pint of water.
Like,
and I'm ready to go to bed.
Forbid, we're going to continue having fun.
I know, Beatrice. I have real. God, I don't sound like a great crack, do I?
You sound like great crack between the hours of 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. Great
Excuse
crack.
me. I'm great crack from at least 9 a.m. 10.
Yeah,
10.
I'd say 10. Okay, so it's time to go home. So when do you want people to go home? When do you want people to arrive and when do you want people to go home when they're your guests?
Okay, I'm telling people I want them to arrive at 7, but I actually want them to arrive at 7:45 because I'm not ready, because I'm always late. So 7:45, like, I'll say 7, I mean 7:45.
What time do you want me to arrive at?
Oh, I want you to arrive at 5. And I want you to like tidy the house and make the table look really nice and fix the Rice Krispie buns.
What are
that have
you
gone
doing?
wrong.
You're having a bath and getting beautiful?
Oh my God, no, I'm having a total panic because my dress doesn't fit.
Oh, okay.
As
Okay,
usual,
yeah,
every
yeah,
time
yeah.
I decide to go anywhere.
Oh, that's what always happens to me as well.
I've basically got out of the shower, I'm roasting.
I never have my makeup ready on either.
Yeah, my makeup's
Okay.
on, I'm sweating
Okay.
profusely
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah,
getting in an
yeah.
absolute flap.
Yeah, and I'm probably close to crying and I'm probably having a fit about
Yeah, and
the
you're
fact that
actually
I've
not
now-
helping. Because you're like
Oh.
downstairs going, it'll be fine, Rosemary, it'll be fine. I'm like, fuck off.
But you know when you try on like multiple outfits and then you just feel like crying and you're like, yeah, there's literally nothing worse.
I feel like if the first outfit doesn't work, just burn the whole house down. Don't have the party.
It's a bit dramatic in fairness.
Oh my God, it just reminds me of the time that I almost did burn the whole house down.
What?
I invited my girlfriends over for... One of my friends was having a baby and I was like, why don't we have like a semi kind of baby shower? Oh no, it wasn't. She was getting married, I think. But she wasn't having a hen. Anyway, I was like, why don't you come over? We'll have some drinks. We were going to go to this. There was this like pop-up bar in Dublin that you had to book tickets for or something. It was meant to be like a speakeasy. So it was like you had to book tickets for it and then they would email you the location the day before and you had to go in through the back of a restaurant and then down. Anyway, so we were doing this, but they'd come over to the house first and I had made this very elaborate cake with the help of my friend Kira that was like, you would absolutely hate it. It was from this cookbook called the No Bake or the No Cook cookbook. And it was basically like a stack of pancakes layered with kind of raspberry coulis and with cream on top. But because they were pancakes, they were kind of wet. You know what I mean? It was
I
kind
might like that. Was there chocolate there somewhere?
No, I don't think there
might
was any
like that.
chocolate.
Why would I hate that?
Because it was just kind of wet. The whole thing was cold and it was kind of, cold pancakes stacked.
Yeah,
It
that
wasn't-
sounds a bit
it
gross.
was a bit,
alright. Was it not nice?
I mean, listen, I probably ate half of it. I'm sure I thought it was delicious, but I just don't know if you would like it. But anyway, before they arrived, I was like, I'll make the house smell delightful. So I opened all the windows. The blinds were flapping. The like gauze blinds were flapping in the breeze. And then I
my
thought,
God.
you know what would add to this ambience? Some candles. And I lit a candle in the bathroom window.
Is this the spy window? Is this the same window
Yeah.
that you use to look out on the neighbours and report them to the police?
Yeah, because frequently I would leave the bathroom window open at night because I would just like to have a little bit of air in the house. And then the neighbours, like not the same neighbours, but if there was any kind of fight on the street, then you could go and sit in the bathroom and listen because the window would be open. It was great.
You'd have to snuff out the candle so they couldn't see the telltale puff of smoke.
Actually, my friend who now lives in the house sent me a video the other day that was literally just the blue glow of sirens outside the window. It was like action on the
my
street again.
God.
Anyway, sorry. So you can imagine the candles and the gauze curtain collided. And I just remember standing in the door of the bathroom as the curtain went up, like complete up in flames. And I was standing there and Quillon was barking at it. And I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I was trying to figure out what I was going to do. It was like, so I think I went downstairs and
Do you
got
not have a shower to hand? Do you not have a shower head to
we
hand?
had an electric shower, but the shower wouldn't spray. I was trying this, it wouldn't spray far enough to get the window.
Oh,
so
my
then
God.
I think I got a basin. I was trying to fill it with water and then throw it at the curtain. But sure, I was so ineffectual. By the time I got anywhere, the curtain had basically just was completely gone. But the fire had gone out then because it had just got up to the railing and then it had just gone.
Sorry, I shouldn't laugh. You could be dead.
I could be dead. And like I was literally going, oh my God, Quillon and I are going to be dead now. And we survived, but not because of anything I did. I was desperate. It was terrifying.
It sounds absolutely
It was-
terrifying.
oh my God, I just remember how hot it was. And the roaring of the fire as well. I was like, oh my God, we're dead. Oh my God, oh my God. And I
Trust me,
looked at
I'd
the dog,
actually
we're
like to
dead,
see a
we're
video
dead.
playback of this. The roaring of the fire.
It was just
How
very loud.
hot it was.
It was very hot and very loud.
I'm sure it lasted 2 seconds. It was an IKEA
You
blind.
don't know the terror of
I
a
don't,
house
Rosemary.
fire.
I
do.
don't. I don't. Okay.
That whole day was doomed because then later on when we went to go to the speakeasy, Quillon got out the front door and went tearing down the road. So I was like, girls.
Yeah, no doubt. He was like, let me away
She-
from this arsonist.
But I was like, girls, you just get in the taxi. I'll get Quillon in and follow you down. And I was running down the road, probably my wedges. I was running down the road, my wedges after Quillon, trying to get her to come back. And these two lads were like, you should have your dog on the lead. I was like, what do you think this is on purpose? And I'm like
You should have
running
just
after.
snapped your lighter at them all threatening.
They just didn't realise I'd had a bad day.
They didn't.
That was a nice little afternoon party though. 4 people, a wet crepe cake, an absolutely destroyed bathroom. I had to paint the whole bathroom as
Did
well.
you?
Oh my God, the whole place
Oh my
was
God,
black.
it was actually genuinely a fire.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing, but it was actually a fire. You're making it sound like a tiny little
The
paper.
whole curtain disintegrated. The curtain
got that,
went
but-
up in flames.
I know, but it doesn't like. But then everything it just went out, so it doesn't. It sounded like
But I'm saying there was a lot of
anticlimactic.
fire, and then there was like bits of ash in the air, and the whole bathroom was black. I had to paint the whole thing. Disaster.
Sorry, Rosemary.
You don't look sorry at all.
Sorry, Rosemary. Oh, okay. So what else? Okay. What about the people who don't go home and who stay overnight and who are not necessarily the invitees? Has anything ever happened in that? Like, what happens at the after party? Like when the person you like stays or the person you don't like won't leave, or all the craziness happens after the party. What happens after the party?
What are you trying to get to? I feel like you have some story that you want to tell me, and you're trying to get to it in a roundabout way by asking me about it.
No, I'm more wondering, like, I don't want to,
I don't have any ideas. What about you, Beatrice?
I don't want to talk about myself, Rosemary.
What do you think happens after the party when
actually,
they're
now I'm
hangers on?
I was about to tell you something, and now I'm going, like, maybe this is not actually normal. So recently I was thinking to myself about how, safe my life has been, right? Then I was like, oh, has it actually been that safe? I'm like, it's not that necessarily.
You did get kidnapped by a ceramics enthusiast in Milan.
Yeah, that's true. We'll call him a collector.
Ceramic Santa.
A collector.
Oh.
A la that movie with Ashley Judd, right? The Collector, the Bone Collector.
Oh, yeah.
So I was just thinking, like, about some of these parties, how all my life I was like, I've never had a boyfriend. Then when I look back, I'm like, I actually had loads of boyfriends. And I was like, I never had any kind of, crazy encounter. When I lived in New York, I remember I used to read the back pages the whole time. And it would be like, young couple looking for adventure with, early 20s woman. And I was always like, should I go? Like, no, literally now I'm talking about, like, from the comfort of my couch, wrapped in my PJs, watching Law and Order.
Should you go and what?
Should I go and have an adventure? Rosemary, you're looking hard for it, but of course I never went. I just had this curiosity, like, should I go? Should I expand my horizons?
We used to see couples on Irish Tinder sometimes, and they'd always be like these gorgeous Brazilian couples, and I'd just be like, I'm not taking my clothes off in front of her.
Well, I don't think that actually is always the reality, in fairness.
No.
I mean, which is worse, right? So anyway, obviously never went, but always thought, well, am I just really boring? I was like, am I just really boring? I've never had anything other than
Am I the mug?
a vanilla encounter. I'm like, am I? And not, am I just
What
vanilla?
does a vanilla encounter mean?
I don't know. I think it just means like plain, boring. Are you explaining to mom? Mom,
Yeah.
I think it means, Rosemary, Google it.
No.
Okay. I think it just means, pretty plain, safe, like traditional, a la
Vanilla
missionary position. Right, Mom? Oh, you look horrified, Rosemary. Oh my God, your face.
I'm shocked that you literally just said missionary position, right, Mum?
Is that what I look like all the time? You look shocked.
I was really didn't expect you to go there.
Okay.
Okay.
I
Urban
did say
Dictionary
Mum.
says unexciting, normal, conventional,
There you go.
boring.
Okay. Was I unexciting, normal, conventional, and boring is what I always wondered to
Survey
myself.
says yes.
So after these but then I was thinking about sometimes after parties, like that's when the weirdness would happen. Like I remember I had a boyfriend and he had this his very best friend was extremely attractive and I really had a crush on him. And I remember after one of our parties, he turned around and he was like, should the three of us have a threesome? And I was like thinking to myself, should we? But like what I actually was saying was like, absolutely not. I'm going to bed. But
you also really wanted to score his friend.
yeah, totally. But I mean, I didn't actually want to have a threesome, right?
You wanted to have a threesome without your boyfriend.
Yeah, exactly. And then I remember I had a party as well where I lived with a girlfriend of mine. And at the end of this party, I was kissing just some random dude, right? And we were in my room kissing. And next thing you know, there she was in her undies, like also kissing him. And I was like so taken aback. And I was like, the two of you can just get out of my bedroom. I'm like, honestly, Claire McCabe can sleep safe at night knowing that she has raised me the way she would like to have.
Oh my God, that actually that's making me sound very much like, do you remember that story about mom and dad when they, like the one time they got exposed to quote unquote hard drugs?
Oh my God, I bet your mom's like, what's she about to say? Nothing
What's she about to
untoward
say?
like that.
No, so how I remember hearing about the story was I saw a photograph of mom in that amazing dress with the four faces of the Beatles on it. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
She had this shift dress with the four faces of the Beatles and their signatures, not autographs, but like printed. I remember seeing it and being like, Mom, like, where is that dress? And she's like, oh, I didn't know. I just gave that away. Like, oh, for God's sake. Although I gave my Spice Girls t-shirt away and I wonder now if I shouldn't have.
You're fine.
Okay. So I think it was when I saw this dress that I suddenly went, oh my God, I was like, Mom was young in the 60s and 30s, and Mom was young in the like summer of love, and Mom was young when the Beatles were
You
big.
actually probably shouldn't have given that T-shirt away now that I think about it. Upon reflection, yeah, you probably shouldn't have.
Yeah, it could actually be worth loads.
Well,
But
or
I'd
just
say it
be
was like-
gas.
Oh yeah, well like, yeah. Oh my God, yeah. Anyway, so it suddenly dawned on me that like Mom and Dad were alive when like Woodstock happened, right?
Yeah.
And I think it was then that I said to Mom,
Well, I think they were teens when Woodstock happened. Like they were like they were
Yes.
only in like 13 or 14 when Woodstock happened. Or
well, when did Woodstock happen?
like in the early 60s, wasn't it?
Did it? Let me check.
Yeah. Anyway, all this to say, they went to a party and
Well, I then asked Mom.
I'd like to get back to my threesome. So go on.
Oh, sorry. I thought your threesome was over.
No.
Oh, sorry.
The threesome never actually even started, but I'd like to get back to my topic. So go on.
Oh, well, I then asked Mom if she'd ever smoked hash.
Hash, Rosemary. What is hash?
Well, we used to call it hash at the time.
What is hash?
Now they call it weed.
Weed. Philip, what's she talking about?
I think Mom just calls it marijuana. Anyway,
marijuana.
marijuana. And I said, "You ever smoke weed?" She goes, "No, we didn't. Did we, Philip? No, we didn't." Dad goes, "No, we didn't. No, we didn't." And then she goes, "I do remember. Do you remember that party we were at one time when they started handing around the joint?" And Dad's like, "Oh yeah, oh yeah." And Mom goes, "What did we just-" And I was like, "Oh my God, what did you do? Like, did you just say no thanks?" She was like, "We just got up and we left."
God, barrel of laughs.
Very
Are you
vanilla.
suggesting that I'm that level of fun?
Yeah.
Well, thanks. So did you ever encounter these kind of moments after a party, or were you just always in a monogamous relationship?
No, I was probably always fucking sleep.
Oh yeah, right.
I was like, somebody smoking hash in the next room, and I'm like, oh, I get a whiff of, oh, the land of Nod. I'm fast asleep. like literally, I mean, I actually don't think, you know, when people talk about the spinnies as well, and they're like, oh my God, I just couldn't get to sleep because the room was spinning.
Yeah.
I think that's happened to me where I'm like, I can't get to sleep.
What about that cute guy you were dating in Italy when you were hip hopping on the balcony?
Poncho.
Yeah,
He was a dote.
he was a dote.
What about him?
Well, like, did you never like stay up late with him? Like, I feel like he was a late night owl. Did he not work in a bar or something?
He worked in a bar, and we used to meet up. Like, I worked in the bar next door, and he worked in the bar
How
next
did
door.
you
I worked in
have
the bar
that
next
job?
door.
Those bars didn't close till 3 a.m.
I've no idea. I must have been I think it's because I slept until about 2 p.m.
Oh, you
every
did
single
actually.
day.
You did. You slept all
Yeah.
day. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was the only way I could do it. I need my 11 hours sleep
Yeah,
every
yeah,
single day. Still
yeah.
do.
You're like a baby.
Yeah. And then we used to go
Not my baby. I wish you were my baby.
for
Great sleeper.
like we'd go for a drink afterwards. There was some kind of club down further towards Dunavili that was open even later than our bars, and we used to go there for a drink. And then I remember the very first night that we kissed, I went back to where he was staying. And
I remember this. And didn't you say there were like blankets over their
hideous.
beds
It was
or something?
basically like somebody had taken an old factory and converted it into, you couldn't call them flats. It was literally like they just put up curtains and there were partitioning, and it was obviously, I think all of them were illegal workers
Mm-hmm.
in Italy. So like the landlords could get away with charging whatever 500 quid a month
Disgraceful.
for these like tented squares. It was awful and so hot. It's basically all I remember about it.
Full of mosquitoes, no doubt.
Like, I'm sure it was full of mosquitoes.
So, Rosemary, to
that's where I got them.
recap, maybe that's where you got the 12 bites on your arse. So, to recap, you would recommend that what makes a great guest? So, you're just,
Don't invite
your-
me.
Oh, okay. So, if you're going to invite Rosemary, actually, here are the tips. If you're going to invite Rosemary to a party, have your party in the morning or the early afternoon.
Make sure you have lots of focaccia, enough for all of your guests plus 4 Rosemaries.
Mosquito nets on every window. And I would
oh my
say-
God, no guitars.
no guitar.
Oh my God, I sound very negative.
No
but like,
guitars.
good music, no guitars, lest somebody start playing Wonderwall very
people
earnestly.
playing guitars at a party.
I do if they're incredible musicians, but they never are.
That's not the point. I love sing songs at a party.
Do you really?
I love it. Okay, hold on. I'm going to say slightly padded flooring so that you can really bust some moves. Face on you. Go on. We're going to have to do a video of you dancing. Go on.
We have a video of me dancing in the pool to Sir Mix-a-Lot that you took when I wasn't paying attention. I already posted on our Instagram. That moment has
I
passed.
have to say that was a winner.
No, I mean, I think a good party, you know what? I think a good party, don't try to force, because I've had parties before where I've been like, these people will get on really well with these people. And I'm never really right. You know what I mean? As in, like, there's certain people that I know from certain spheres and they all get on together, and let's not try and mash them together with other people.
What
If you know
about a
I mean.
good party is like, it's not your responsibility to ensure other people's enjoyment. So how about bring the people together, put the right ingredients, put on some great music, which we will advise later, good lighting, snacks and drinks, and then let people mingle. And don't force it, right? And if they don't get on, like, don't lose sleep over, because I think that's the thing. You can get really stressed as a host.
I always get really stressed. And there's actually nothing worse than when you're at a party and the host is going, are you having a good time? Are you having a good time? Like, do you want me to do this? Do you want me to turn up the music? Do you want me to turn down the music? Do you want another drink? And you're just like, just relax. Like, I'm having a good time chatting. It's fine.
Do you know what? Here's my actual tip. If things aren't going as well as you want,
go to
turn
bed.
Down the lights. No, turn down the lights. I actually think, like, the darker it is, the less people are even aware what they're doing because they're so busy focusing on where they're going. Light some candles, not near...
Oh my God.
Gauzy
not
curtains.
near me, basically.
Dim the lights, turn up the music, and good luck.
And if it seems absolutely disastrous, go to bed. So I can sleep through anything. Turn up the music and go to bed.
Oh.
So this has been our 21st episode. The party to end all parties, where Rosemary went to bed at 8 p.m. and Beatrice stayed up till 2 a.m. talking about God knows what with a whole load of new people she really, really loved meeting over wine.
And thinking about threesomes that she was never going to have.
And refusing to have threesomes, but also thinking, should I have? We are going to be taking a very short break. This is going to be our last full episode until kind of mid-December. We're taking a very short break, but you do have another mini-sode to look forward to this week that we're very looking forward to. You should look forward to, because we're looking forward to it, and we think it's going to be worth looking forward to, don't we?
Oh my God, that was a tongue twister, yes.
I used to love a tongue twister on the Den. Do you remember them?
No.
Oh.
But we were actually not going to have another mini-sode, but then we saw the trailer for, what's it called?
Wild Mountain Time.
Wild Mountain Time.
When he does
those things. And we've got to have a little mini-sode critique of the trailer before we return with a full critique of the movie.
Yes.
So you've got that to look forward to.
It's going to be a wild mountain time.
We've got that to look forward to. We're going to get our dungarees on and we're going to sit on the couch.
Oh my God, I just got myself a perfect Aaron cardigan today.
Oh.
We could take. I'm sure you have a perfect outfit. We could
I have
take
an orange wig
photo
upstairs that I can put on.
No, well, I mean, we have to look chic.
Yeah, she's got a wig on. She looks chic.
Oh, she does have a wig
She
on.
absolutely has a wig on.
You're right. This has been Not Without My Sister. You can find us on Instagram and Not Without My Sister. Our website is notwithoutmysis.com. We are each on Instagram. I'm at Rosemary McCabe. You're at Beatrice McCabe. And we have an A in our Mac. For some inexplicable reason, I had to explain that again to somebody on the phone today.
Recommend us to your friends.
Oh, yes. Tell all of your friends. If you love the podcast, why not start graffitiing the back of toilet doors with "Listen to Not Without My Sister"? That would be great. People write worse things, Beatrice.
Rosemary, I'm sure I'm not supposed to promote. That's a criminal act. So I would just say, we wouldn't really recommend it, but if you fancy it...
Use a washable marker.
Yes. Use a whiteboard marker.
And if you have 3 minutes and you have an Apple device, please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, because it helps other people find us and also helps us shoot up the charts, where we may eventually surpass several people I hate.
Oh my God. Take that back, you absolute
It's
petty.
healthy to have enemies. Even if they don't know that they're your enemies.
I can't. I just can't. I'm too tired.
Nemesis.
Too tired. I've been too many parties and I'm wrecked. Now it's 8 o'clock and need to go to bed.
Thank you so much for listening, and we will catch you in, I think it's about 3 weeks' time.
We'll catch you in 3 days' time for our mini-sode.
It's not going to be 3 days, it's going to be like 1 day or something.
We'll catch you in a day and a half for our mini-sode.
We'll catch you on Friday for our mini-sode, and then we will see you again in December. Bye.
Thanks for listening.
Not Without My Sister is produced by Liam Garrity. Sound and original music are by Don Kirkland, and our original illustration is by Lindsay Nielsen.
Not Without My Sister is a member of The Warren.
As is our podcast, The Critter Shed.
For more great podcasts, hop along to thewarren.ie.